What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Phantom, and I'm back with another groundbreaking, breathtaking, amazing video. Okay, y'all, guess what? Chrissy. The topic of today's video is going to be Chrissy and how she uplifts and promotes dark-skinned black women that are swirlers, and she uplifts dark-skinned black women that are with white men and with black men, right? She uplifts and promotes both. Okay, whatever. So we're gonna go into the contradictions that she makes in the video right now. We're gonna talk about everything that she contradicts herself in. Okay, so basically, see right here, she said in this video, rich men that marry dark and brown skinned black women. See right here, Serena Williams. I think that's what's her name again? The one that was promoting from thingy Spice. I think it was, what was her name again? Yo, I actually can't remember her name. Damn. She told black women to start expanding their options, and she was from Spice or something. What was her name? Yeah, I remember now precisely. It was Chili from TLC. Okay, so basically that was Chili from TLC, right? Okay, so let's get down to the crux of this video that I'm gonna talk about. Basically, Chrissy, she has a very highly visible double standard when it comes to black women dating out and black men dating out. See, when black women date out and they marry in these other races like white men and these Middle Eastern Asian men, they produce mixed biracial looking black women that they hate. So promoting dark skinned women, basically procreating with white men is gonna be a bad thing for you, Chrissy, because it's going to basically create the product of the interracial union is going to be a light skinned child, and those are the biracial women that you guys hate on your platform. That's who you always cry about on your platform. You always complain about on your platform. So by you uplifting black women that date out and procreate with white men and these other races, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. You're basically undermining your whole movement, because what you fail to notice, blinded by your hatred and your jealousy for black men that date out and your double standard, you're forgetting that black women that date out are producing the same women that you complain about on your platform. Okay, how can you complain about light-skinned biracial kids if you promote dark-skinned black women mating with white men? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. And then the excuse she comes with is that black men don't appreciate and don't protect black women, so black women should divest to these other races because there's no good black men out there and black men are hopeless and blah 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 blah, and American black males are hopeless and lost. I mean, shut up, bitch, man. Shut up, man. It's so stupid. Like, you're really trying to tell me that a whole race of men is hopeless? And that means, okay, then I guess if that means that they're hopeless, then doesn't that mean the whole community will just be finished and end? Because if the women and the men are not procreating, then doesn't that mean that there's no more black community because there's no more people to be in the community? There's no more people in the community. So if black women divest, I mean, this is basic shit, guys. Like, I don't know why I'm telling you guys this stuff, okay? If you promote black women swirling and you don't call out both genders for swirling, then doesn't that mean that, I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, you're going to love who you love and you're going to have sex and procreate with whoever you want, right? That's your body. You can do whatever you want. That's what the government's been telling these women, that they can have these I mean, that's another video. The whole aborting black male babies, that whole movement. I'm going to make a video on that one. And I'm going to speak on the psychological the whole crux and the psychological things that go on in the modern day black female's mind when she wants to do these kind of things. But Chrissy, okay, Chrissy, what can I say? Chrissy, she hijacked the movement, the colorism movement from another person that used to do videos on colorism, but I think that's on Organic the Illionaire's channel. You guys can watch that, check that out. But I mean, what does she do on her platform most of the time? She talks about dark-skinned women, right? But see what I mentioned earlier. It's bullshit, really. And okay, I'm gonna look at that Old Navy commercial that she was talking about, where they were promoting black women with white men. See, where is that? Wow, okay. I think she must have taken the video down then. Chrissy took the video down? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Here it is, right? Here it is. I mean, that's not the video I'm looking for. I'm looking for that advertisement that she pulled up that was around 10 years old. The video of that black woman with that white guy. And they were promoting, I think I can find it. I don't know. Really, her whole platform is basically to basically uplift low self-esteem having dark-skinned black women that are unattractive, fat, and that don't really have any, like, they don't have any attractiveness about them. They can't attract the men they want. They can only get the low-hanging fruit, the people that nobody wants. The thing is, when these black women divest to these other races of men, see, these other races of men that they divest to, they can't get the upper echelon of a white man. They can't get the Bill Gates and the Donald Trumps. They can't get those kind of men. They can't get the upper echelon because, see, the white women that are in that race, they're not gonna let you just come in and take the best men they have to offer. So the black women will have to reach for the low-hanging.
So I want to check in.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked this somehow. But the black women will basically have to reach for the low-hanging fruit, which is the white men that don't have any economical power. I mean, obviously they have white privilege, but they don't have any type of economical power, any type of power besides their white skin. A lot of times, black women will get with men, with basically white men that have nothing, that are broke. And I mean, I watched the video with Advice Show. He interviewed the bed wench Crystalline Karazin, right? What's her name again? Crystalline Karazin, right? So Crystalline Karazin. In this video, basically Phil Advice Show, he interviewed her about her being a bed wench and how she divested to this white man, right? Sorry, I just slammed the door a little bit. But basically what he asked her was, she had left the black man that she was with because he wasn't trying to commit to her. But then she ran to this white man and he was working, and then he had lost his job. And then she was the only one working. He wasn't even working, but she still stayed with him and struggled with him because he was white. And he had nothing. He was destitute at that point. He only had a few thousands in savings. And she stayed with him because she saw some type of potential to where he could make more in the future, and she was willing to struggle with him to create something better in the future, right? But she wasn't willing to do that with the man she was with before because I guess she worships white men, right? I guess that's what it is. But I don't think we've ever seen Crystalline Karazin's husband ever speak up for her or ever defend her when she's getting attacked online. She's always, she was crying. Recently, she was crying about this man going around giving out flyers or something. Like giving out flyers in her neighborhood about her teaching black women how to be prostitutes to white men to get them to marry them. So it's just like all these different women on YouTube, they really have some type of deep rooted psychological issues, and they come on YouTube to try and, use YouTube as a coping mechanism to deal with their self hatred. I mean, it sounds really bad when I say it like this, but honestly, like, it's true. And the followers, and basically, I mean, a YouTuber that I was watching before, he basically said it perfectly. You are who your followers are, right? So if I think it was Organic the Illionaire, he said that, but if a large amount of your followers, well, your followers encompass the same thinking, say the same type of thinking that you have, because like attracts like, and whoever, I mean, basically when you're watching a video, when you want to first watch a video and you're browsing YouTube, you look at the title and then you look at the thumbnail, and then you think about whether or not you want to watch it, and you think about whether or not it aligns with what you feel is what you're looking for, right? So then you click on the video, and if you like it, you stay, and then you subscribe, right? So basically, all these different women that watch the Cynthia G's and the Paris Milans of the world, they basically have the same mindset, they believe and they agree with what they say, right? So, I mean, and of course, the 77% out of wedlock child rate in the black community is pretty high, because the women of the community don't have much standards. They sleep around with many different men, and they don't know who the father is of the child. So that speaks to a larger problem as well, but it's the woman's fault, because really, essentially, the women are the ones who are the gatekeepers of sex. So they really should be more selective on who they sleep with, because even though it is 50-50 and it takes two to tango to make a baby, right? It's more so on the woman, because men will have sex with just about anything. I mean, I have more standards, because I feel as if a woman has to bring more to the table in terms of relationship wise for me to be with her. I mean, if we're talking about purely just sex, obviously my standards will be lower, but in a relationship, she will have to bring more than just sex, okay? So it's more so on the woman, because they are the gatekeepers of sex. A lot of the times they don't get raped. They don't, I mean, the woman willingly lays down with the guy, even though she knows he ain't shit, which is why the 77%, the 77% out of wedlock child rate birth in the black community is so high, because black women sleep with no good men. They're not discerning with who they sleep with. They don't care about STDs. They run around rampant. They don't make sure the guy wears a condom. So essentially, I mean, I'm not gonna pour all the blame on the woman, but I'd say 80% of the sexual situations that both parties go through, 80% of the blame should be on the woman if anything goes wrong, because she should have kept her legs closed until marriage, right? And that's basically all the thoughts that I've been thinking, and that's really, really the crux of the problem. I mean, I don't want to sound elementary, but honestly, it all comes down to sex, sexual access. And the women, if they deny sexual access to the men that are actually building the community, then the men are not going to do anything, because there's no incentive for them to build, okay? If the men that are no good men are getting all the sexual access from the women, then the good men will turn into the men that ain't shit just to get the sexual access. It's all about the sexual access at the end of the day. You're not just going to do something and you're going to continue doing something for a woman that doesn't want to do nothing for you. It doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really reflect on my individual life, because, I've been blessed to be able to, navigate through women's bullshit to get what I want, which is, sex. So I don't really have problems with that, but a lot of different men are called educated lames by black women. But I mean, I've gone off on a tangent here. I've been talking